So it is one of the most important times of the year for me as a rare breed sheep farmer, and that is starting the lamb making process. Hi Jockey! Hello Jockey dog, come here. Come here. Oh, hello. Hello. They're doing a fantastic job. They've already cleared this in just a few days. Good morning, Princess Peaches. Do you want a little bit of caprifite? You want it? Oh, yes. I look a bit rough and dirty, by the way, because down here, I had a flat tyre this morning and that wheel would not come off. So I'm covered in soot and it wasn't a great start to the day, but we're going to carry on and have some lovely lamb making. So unless you are breeding your sheep all year round, autumn is traditionally the time when you put your lambs to tup, which means you're bringing in your male ram and they are tupping, i.e. mating your ladies. And so today is the day when we're going to split these groups. So I keep rare breed Norfolk Horns, a group of Jacobs, and then a couple of mixed breeds. And so we need to split the ewes into their three groups: the mixed breeds, the Jacobs, and the Norfolk Horns. So the plan is I'm going to run these ladies over here to where the gents are, and we have a few separate little pens. So I'm going to run them across, put them into a separate pen. So we're going to run them into this pen here. And then the idea will be to split the three Norfolk Horn ladies off and bring them out. Then rattle up Montague here, let him out, run that four back over to there, then split the Jacobs off, bring them out, rattle up Oberon and bring him out, keep Capulet in there, and then leave Tracy, Tina, and this year's Norfolk Horn ewe lamb, Ophelia Sharon, in this central pen so they can't be tupped, because the lamb is too young and I don't really want to tup my rescue sheep. I'll capture as much of it as I can on film, but the priority here is to do this as quickly and as stress-free as possible. So it may be that there's no commentary and it's just us in the background doing it, but let's hope it goes well. Stay. Sit. Sit. Jog, sit, wait, wait. Sit. Sit. Jog, sit. Sit. Good boy. Jog, sit. 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 Jog. Thank you. Sit. 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 Stage 1 complete. We have all of our ladies in here. And we have our gentlemen getting quite excited. So now we need to try and split the Norfolk Horn. So we're going to try and barrel them to that end, get the Norfolk Horn ladies up this end, and then just let them out of that gate. Grab horns. And then we need cocoa. And we need cotton, it's right there. Maybe put some food on the ground.
Anything else to say?
No, that's all. So we can come out. Three ladies. So now we're going to grab Montague. We're going to put his raddle on. So there's two types of raddle. You can use like a harness that has a crayon on it, and that's really good if you've got a massive flock and you're sending them right out in fields. I use a thing called Agrimark, which is literally just, it's basically like powder paint. You mix it with vegetable oil and you slap it on their chest, and then it will tell you who's been done. I should note, YouTube does not like happy animals making love. So we can't show that, unfortunately, but you'll be able to see from red bottoms who's had the deed done. I find this time of year very exciting. So I've got some Agrimark in here. Just use some oil. Give it a stir. And make it nice and gloopy. And they're off. And now we're going to move them back into the field they were to start with. Montague will just follow, which isn't a problem. Come on, ladies. Drop now. So we'll leave this for to it. There's a few red bums, but that's just where he's excited. He hasn't actually done the deed. I don't think any of these ewes are in heat yet. So we'll just keep a lookout for the next few days. Now we're going to go and do the Jacobs. Well, we've had one success. This Jacob ewe is definitely in heat. There's a lot of loving going on. Now, as some of you know, I wasn't going to tup till a little bit later in the season, so we had April lambs. However, you will also know that Capulet got out last week and got in with the ewes. And in case he did manage to actually get anybody and cover anybody, I just didn't want to spread my lambing out. So this way, at least everybody will lamb close together. The other thing is, now I've got the raddle on, I'll be able to see who has been tupped. And those that maybe aren't tupped at all may indicate that he got hold of them. So now we have Capulet in here. I may have to move him into the barn because it's a little bit unfair of me to have him next to ewes. And then we have Tina, Tracy and Ophelia. In this field we've got our Jacobs, one of which is in heat. You can see she's quite red already. And then over here we have our Norfolks. You can see that Connie has been well covered already, although I don't think she's actually in heat because she's running away from him a lot of the time. She's absolutely covered. She's even got red all over her horns. It's these two girls' first time. So we're all set. So that's a big autumn job done, is starting the process of making lammies. It takes almost an average of 5 months. So we're now looking at, if anybody gets pregnant today, we're looking at lambs mid-March. Well, we forgot to shut Tina and Tracy in. Tina's now pregnant. Oops. It's not the end of the world. We're just gonna have some more lambs. They won't be pedigree, they'll be a mix. She's a good mum. So we just got some extra store lambs. Oh well. I am gonna try and put them back away though, because I just don't, even though we got our tiny little lamb, I just don't want her even remotely being covered. Now I've got the 3 separate ewes in here, including that little ewe lamb. I'm having to supplement with some hay. The other thing is that little ewe lamb, she's only 5 months old. She has been kicked off mum for a while now, but she's been out on pasture just eating grass. Now she's in here, it's a smaller pen, there's not a vast amount of grass, so substituting with hay, and then I'm also going to start feeding her some creep just to make sure she doesn't miss out on any nutrients. But she should do well. I've got a friend keeping some sheep on the other end of the farm. I may see if I can throw her in with them so she gets some good pasture as well. But she should be fine. That's the trouble with having a single lamb. And next year, hopefully, it should be very different. Out here with the sheep, nothing massively has changed. We've still got Curtains, who has been tupped. None of these other Jacob ewes have been tupped yet. But it's only 2 days later, and you have to remember that sheep ovulate on an average of 15 days. So I'm going to leave the rams with them for 45, 50 days, and that should cover a couple of rotations of being in heat. So far just 1 Jacobs, and then with the Norfolk horns, still I think just the 1 Norfolk, so Connie. But there are, so Connie is obviously hugely red, and a couple of them have got red bumps, but I think this is just where he's been trying his luck rather than getting on. You can see she's really not got much. Little Cotton here, hello, is a little bit redder there, but I don't think that's enough. The other thing to mention is with Raddle, you need to put it on every couple of days because it is just like a paint. You mix it with that oil to make it last a bit longer, but it does eventually stop working. So he may well have tupped her and just not so much paint has come off. As with our poor Connie painting the town red. It's definitely what happened there. So as I say, if everything goes to plan, we should be expecting a couple of births mid-March now from those first 2 ewes that were done immediately. Actually more than 2, because of course Tina got out, didn't she? So 3 right at the beginning of March, and then hopefully all of these girls will now cycle in the next 15 days and we'll have a nice lambing over the space of 2 weeks. But yeah, it's very exciting. It's a great time of year. So look out on Instagram for updates of the lambing and the tupping process. And if you're part of the Brimwood Farm Facebook VIP group, as soon as I find out news of new tups and things like that, I will let you guys know.